The critters at Animal Kingdom aren't staying up late at night, but that's all right during the month of August because Disney World is suddenly closing one of their parks hours ahead of schedule. So, should you go to Animal Kingdom even though less hours will be available to you? We'll tell you and talk about it right now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard to the beastly kingdom that is That Park Place, the channel that continues to give you all the news that should be fun. I get to share the screen with Vash Sky and Jonas J. Campbell. Good morning, gentlemen.
Thank you for putting out the heat rock so that I knew where I was supposed to sit.
You've always had a pride issue, Mr. Lion.
I was going to say, I was out in the Serengeti and I saw Jonas over there at the heat rock and I was like, hey, I should be there, but we keep it separated.
Well, I went out there to stop some poachers and then the vans just left without me. I don't know what happened.
Speaking about the Serengeti, let's get ready, folks. We've got a big-time video, and we need you to click that like button. It's time to talk about whether or not you should be going to the former home of Little Red, because instead of having a full day of operations, Animal Kingdom is going to be closing early for significant portions of August. We've got some thoughts about that. Here's the article. It's out of wdwmagic.com. Early closure scheduled for Disney's Animal Kingdom in late August 2025. Jonas, when is this thing going to be going to shorter days?
It looks like here that they're saying that it'll close at 5 p.m. starting August 28th. So about 26 days after this video is coming out here. That would be at a time when kids are going back to school. It seems like they're giving up on this park at 5 p.m. So everybody's just going to work a regular work day there at the park, and then they'll head home.
Yeah, so that's pretty early to be tossed out of the park. By the way, most weekdays around that date have an 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. schedule. Fridays and Saturdays typically run later with closing times of 7 or 8 p.m. The only other variation in late August is Saturday, August 30th, when the park is scheduled to close at 6 p.m. instead of 7 or 8 p.m. But I'm here to tell you, folks, despite the fact that we're covering this one particular day, I think we need to say, what in the world is going on where most weekdays in mid to late August, you're out at 6 p.m.? That is wild to me, and not wild in a good way, even though we're talking about Animal Kingdom, pun intended. Vash, the idea that the park is going to be closing at 6 p.m. in August, what that means is, I just want people to understand, August is one of the hottest months, maybe the hottest. It runs right with July. You have no way to avoid being fried at Animal Kingdom, and this park is beautiful at night. And now, for the last two, I guess, September will be the same. The last 2 months of summer, you have to go at the hottest part of the day. It's going to be miserable because, yes, you can go from 8 and by 10 o'clock, it's going to be crazy hot again. And there's no evening at all. So what's going on, Vash, where Disney's decided to call it a day early at Animal Kingdom?
It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I experienced this actually myself when I went to Animal Kingdom 2 years ago, where the park closed at 6. Now, in that case, it was 6, not 5. But to not experience that park at night at all, to see all the lighting decorations for, Avatar, or even the Expedition Everest area surrounding that amazing structure right there, to see all of those lights, or what would be dazzling LEDs, and not see them emit, even though I was actually there in person, was very, very frustrating. And I think this just goes back to how people experience this park and the challenges, the unique challenges of this specific theme park, because a lot of it's predicated on the animals, and unfortunately, they just don't have many draws outside of those animals in order to justify having those hours later. They tried a nighttime program before, but they gave up on it because I think the crux of it was surrounding Rivers of Light, and they haven't tried since.
That show was terrible. That show was terrible. I think people really love the few times they've done it, the nighttime safari ride. I think people love that. Yeah. Pandora is conducive. And I would say, Vash, that much to my chagrin, it seems to me that Disney has gotten away from the animals as much as they can. We're looking at that the new expansion area that's going to be based on Latin America. And basically, it's Encanto Land with a little indie ride beside it. But that area, to my knowledge, does not have any animal exhibits coming to it. So anything in the southern part of the park, the three major lands in the southern part, don't have animals, basically. Right. They hardly ever have anything in the Oasis anymore. I mean, it's just basically the animal part you could take off, and now it's like wilderness awareness kingdom.
Right, animal themed as opposed to actually having animals in their Animal Kingdom park, which this park was very much. Michael Eisner wanted to compete with Busch Gardens, and Busch Gardens is a zoo, as well as having roller coasters. Now, you could argue that Busch Gardens focuses more on the roller coaster aspect now than the zoo, but they definitely still have a zoo. There's definitely animals all over that place. In Kilimanjaro Safari, which is, in my opinion, probably the greatest attraction that will ever be in this theme park because of what it represents and how complicated it is to coordinate all those animals. I get it. There are spectacles in other things, but Kilimanjaro Safari is the real achievement of this theme park. If the park is moving away from this idea and Disney is apparently acting like they're hard up for land, the land for Kilimanjaro Safari is as big as Magic Kingdom. And this is a park that has no rides. So if you buy a ticket to this place, specifically, let's say that day, August 28th of this year, that's a $150 ticket. You're paying $16 per hour per person to be in this park, which has, was it less than 12 attractions that we looked into the last time?
Oh, and it's like sometimes it's like 5 or 6 attractions,
right? And especially if you're cutting out meet and greets, which this is not a park that's known for meet and greets. This is a park that is quintessentially Disney because it represented the time when they were willing to do things that were unusual and do things that were interesting in the theme park space. And now it's just they're trying to turn it into what they do at all the other parks, which is just slip IP into whatever places that they can.
Well, Vash, and it seems to me they're like, we're not talking about whether it's a half-day park or not. They're turning it into a half-day park. Like Discovery Island had better hours than this.
Hey, oh, absolutely. I mean, they're turning it into that, and it's very, very frustrating. Perhaps they are forecasting that they just can't hold the people in there. Perhaps it is a capacity issue surrounding this park. Perhaps there aren't enough attractions in this park to justify having it open when people can see pretty much everything in this park within a reduced set of amount of hours. I'm really not sure what it's all about here. I pray for another nighttime program. The nighttime safaris, like you said, bro, were awesome. Avatar at night is amazing. And there are other elements that really shine at night at this park. And not only that, but the weather, it would be great to visit this park without it being blazing hot because this is one of the most difficult parks to traverse in when it is in the summer. So
let's just think about it this way, Vash. This is a Disney park that we're talking about in August and September is closed more often than it's open. It's going to be closed. I mean, it's only open 9 hours out of the day. I mean, that's right. That's nothing.
It's endlessly frustrating. And
also,
they happen.
If we could throw this in here, Pandora is best experienced at night, and there is no chance of experiencing Pandora, which is on the other side, the IP side, that is supposed to be the most spectacular thing that you can see at Animal Kingdom, and that is just right out. There's no point to it at this point. The nighttime effects there.
I would say, too, that Everest is by far superior at night because you can't see all of what's beyond Everest when you're riding it. So then you feel totally immersed. Like you really do feel like, wow, I'm on a giant icy mountain. It changes the experience.
So much of this park is so dynamic when these elements do come alive with this reduced kind of lighting package there. And it's really unfortunate that I was actually there and paid, admission to actually get into this park, and yet I couldn't see what people evangelize about when it comes to like the nighttime package for the Pandora or how Expedition Everest is at night. I couldn't experience it, and I think a lot of people are frustrated over this. Obviously, generally speaking, Walt Disney World should have later hours. I think you've said, bro, that you have a fast pass for Big Thunder at 2 a.m. or something like that, in which, these parks used to stay open super, super, super long. Now they just have reduced hours in order to keep labor costs down and to make sure that you buy multiple days instead of just getting your fill at night or with extended hours. It's just really unfortunate.
Very well said. Well, folks, we hope that you're having fun wherever you are. And make sure that includes some evening hours, even if Disney is against that at Animal Kingdom. Like, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And tell us, have you ever been to Animal Kingdom in the evening? And were you inspired, or did you desire to just get out of there? Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun. And that Park Place is never done with all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.